Can you imagine regaining the strength and stability you once had in your youth, that confidence in every movement that made everything seem easier? Recovering that sensation is not an impossible dream, because the body has the ability to adapt and get stronger at any stage of life. The key lies in working the muscles consciously, keeping them active and coordinated through postures that not only develop strength but also promote balance and endurance. These static contractions awaken deep muscle fibers that often go unnoticed in dynamic movements, yet play a fundamental role in spinal stability and joint protection. According to the American Council on Exercise, isometric training helps improve tendon stiffness and core endurance, reducing the risk of lower back pain and common injuries. Practiced consistently, it becomes a safe and accessible strategy for all ages. For older adults or those over 40, the benefits are even more evident, as it promotes mobility, boosts confidence in movement, and provides a low-impact alternative to staying active and enjoying daily life. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss more routines and tips to keep your body strong and healthy. Exercise 1. Isometric Plank. The isometric plank is an exercise that may look simple at first, but in reality, it puts several of the body's most important muscles under tension. By placing yourself face down, with your weight supported only on your forearms and the tips of your toes, the deep abdominals contract to keep the torso firm, the obliques assist with lateral stability, and the muscles surrounding the spine work to prevent the back from arching. At the same time, the shoulders, chest, and arms support the upper body while the glutes and thighs remain in constant contraction to keep the posture from collapsing. This combination turns the plank into a full-body exercise where every second of resistance multiplies strength and coordination. Beyond the immediate physical effort, the plank produces a cumulative effect that shows up in posture, walking stability, and the ability to move with less risk of injury. By keeping the back in a neutral position, the muscles that protect the spine are strengthened, which is especially important for people who spend long hours sitting or working at a computer. That sustained tension in the core and hips not only shapes the midsection, it also builds a solid foundation that translates into better balance in other exercises and in everyday activities like climbing stairs, lifting objects, or carrying weight. Studies published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research show that this type of isometric work increases muscular endurance and significantly reduces the lower back pain that often appears with age. Practicing the plank becomes particularly valuable after 40, when muscle mass naturally begins to decline and the joints need greater protection. Because it doesn't involve impact or abrupt movements, this exercise is a safe alternative for maintaining core strength and spinal stability. It also helps prevent falls by strengthening the connection between the core and hips, which is fundamental for people who want to stay active and functional in later life. The American Council on Exercise highlights that the plank is adaptable to all levels, allowing progression from just a few seconds to several minutes depending on each person's endurance. With consistent practice, it leads to a firm core, a more protected back, and a body prepared to face daily demands with confidence. Exercise 2. Superman. The Superman exercise is one of the most complete isometric postures because it directly works the posterior chain of the body, a group of muscles that is often overlooked but is essential for overall stability. By engaging the lower back, glutes, hamstrings, and part of the upper back, this posture creates a perfect balance against exercises that focus only on the front of the abdominals. What's interesting is that, although it seems like a simple movement, the effort is felt within the first few seconds, since the body must hold itself under constant tension. This strengthens the muscles that support the spine and promotes a firmer, more secure posture. This posture provides benefits that can be noticed both in daily life and in sports practice. By keeping the back aligned and suspended, the muscles surrounding the spine work in coordination, reducing the tension that builds up from spending long hours sitting and helping you move more freely. It also improves responsiveness in activities that require power and control, such as running, jumping, or lifting weights. Research published in spine journals shows that strengthening the extensor muscles of the back is fundamental for reducing the occurrence of lower back pain and preventing postural imbalances. With consistent practice, the Superman becomes an ally for improving mobility, stability, and confidence in everyday movements. Once you understand its benefits, performing it is simple. Just lie face down, extend your arms and legs, and lift them at the same time, keeping them suspended for a few seconds. The ideal form is to keep the trunk aligned without straining the neck and to focus on the tension in the back. For people over 40, this exercise is a safe and effective tool, as it strengthens areas that often become vulnerable with age, such as the lower back and hips. Incorporating it into your routine not only improves the strength of the posterior chain, but also provides an accessible way to maintain healthy posture and freer movement in daily life. The National Academy of Sports Medicine recommends this type of posture as an ideal complement for those who want to stay active and stable at any age. Exercise 3, Isometric Push-Up Hold. The isometric push-up hold is a variation of traditional push-ups that has a deep impact on the pushing muscles. Holding the body still at a midway angle forces the chest, triceps, and deltoids to work under constant tension, activating more muscle fibers than repetitive movement. By maintaining the position, the serratus anterior also comes into play, helping stabilize the shoulder blade, which supports the shoulder and reduces the risk of overload. This sustained contraction creates a stimulus that strengthens the upper body with precision and safety, as if every second under tension multiplied the results. What makes this posture interesting is that it builds static endurance, a quality that not only reflects in muscular aesthetics but also in daily function. Keeping the elbow joint at a point of maximum leverage increases stabilization strength and neuromuscular control, qualities needed for simple actions like pushing a door or holding weight in front of the torso. Because it doesn't rely on a high number of repetitions, the isometric push-up hold becomes an effective alternative for those seeking real strength and joint protection. Research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology has shown that isometric exercises performed at strategic positions improve tendon stiffness and motor unit activation, which explains the feeling of firmness developed after just a few weeks of practice. This posture is especially convenient for people over 40, since it allows the upper body to be trained without impact or abrupt movements that could strain the wrists or shoulders. Keeping the trunk aligned and the core tight distributes the load evenly and protects the spine, something fundamental at this stage of life, when the joints benefit from a more controlled approach. It's also easily adaptable. It can be performed with the hands elevated on a bench to reduce difficulty, or on the floor for a greater challenge. In this way, the isometric push-up hold provides an accessible, progressive, and safe method to keep building strength, improve stability, and maintain a functional body for daily life. Exercise 4, Isometric Glute Bridge. The isometric glute bridge is a simple exercise to perform, yet it has a powerful impact on the posterior chain. By lifting the hips and keeping them aligned with the knees and shoulders, the gluteus maximus, hamstrings, and spinal erectors are constantly engaged, providing support for the lower back. This sustained tension not only strengthens the largest muscles of the hips but also activates the transverse abdominis, which helps stabilize the core and maintain a firm posture. Working together, these muscle groups create a solid base that relieves pressure from the spine and improves efficiency in everyday movements like walking, bending down, or climbing stairs. Holding the hips in an elevated position extends the benefits beyond visible strengthening. This posture reinforces pelvic stability, which is essential for preventing lower back discomfort and improving coordination between the lower body and the trunk. Sustained contraction also trains the glutes to activate more effectively, something many people lose after spending long periods sitting. Studies in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy show that isometric hip extensor training increases joint stability and reduces the risk of recurring lower back pain. Since it's an impact-free exercise, the glute bridge can also be integrated during recovery phases or as a safe complement to strength routines. For those over 40, this posture is even more valuable, as progressive weakening of the glutes and hip stiffness often contribute to the loss of mobility and balance. The isometric glute bridge offers a controlled and adaptable option. You can start by holding for just a few seconds, placing your feet on a stable surface, and then gradually increase the duration to challenge muscle endurance. The American Council on Exercise highlights that strengthening the glutes through sustained contractions helps maintain a more stable gait and lowers the risk of falls in older adults. With consistent practice, this exercise not only strengthens the lower body but also provides security and confidence in every step, supporting a more active and functional lifestyle. Exercise 5, Hollow Body Hold. The hollow body hold, often called the boat position, is a widely used isometric exercise in gymnastics and core training because it simultaneously activates the deep abdominals, the obliques, and the hip flexors. By keeping the lower back pressed against the floor, arms extended forward, and legs lifted just a few inches, constant tension is created that forces the midsection to work as a solid block. This combined activation produces abdominal control that is hard to achieve with dynamic movements and translates into greater body mastery in any physical activity. What makes this posture remarkable is its ability to transform core stability. Keeping the spine in a neutral curve while the body is suspended reinforces the transverse abdominis, considered the body's natural belt that protects the back. At the same time, the contraction of the hip flexors and the tension in the shoulders stabilize the position, improving alignment and endurance in activities as varied as running, swimming, or lifting objects. Research published in the Journal of Sports Sciences shows that abdominal hollowing exercises encourage coordinated activation of deep muscles and reduce pressure on the intervertebral discs, a key factor in preventing lower back pain. The hollow body hold is especially useful for older adults who want to strengthen their core without impact and with controlled movements. Performed on the floor, it carries minimal risk of joint overload and can be adapted by slightly bending the knees or reducing hold time. At a stage of life where stability and balance take on greater importance, this exercise offers an effective way to maintain independence and confidence in movement. The American Council on Exercise notes that including isometric core variations at every stage of life is a smart strategy for posture care and prevention. With consistent practice, the hollow body hold not only defines the midsection but also builds a strong, functional core that supports the body in both daily and athletic activities. 6. The importance of nutrition. When we talk about health and well-being, the focus often falls mainly on exercise, but we sometimes forget that nutrition plays an equally crucial role. The food we eat each day is not only fuel, it is also the building material that allows the body to repair, strengthen, and protect itself. That's why making smart food choices is essential for achieving long-lasting results, especially when combining isometric training with a balanced lifestyle. Lean proteins, found in sources such as poultry, fish, legumes, and low-fat dairy, support muscle repair and help preserve lean mass, which naturally declines with age. Complex carbohydrates, like those in whole grains, oats, or sweet potatoes, provide steady energy to get through the day and sustain exercise sessions without sudden fatigue. Healthy fats, including those from extra virgin olive oil, nuts, and avocados, nourish the brain, protect joints, and reduce inflammation. Equally important are vitamins and minerals, which play a vital role in immune function and in maintaining strong bones and muscles. Colorful vegetables, fresh seasonal fruits, and proper daily hydration round out the foundation of a resilient and energetic body. Integrating exercise with balanced nutrition doesn't mean following rigid diets or extreme restrictions. Instead, it's about making conscious, sustainable choices that become part of everyday life. By doing so, every isometric posture you practice becomes even more effective, because your body has the nutrients it needs to recover, grow stronger, and perform better. 7. Benefits of integrating these isometric postures. Regular practice of these isometric postures is much more than just physical exercise. Every time the body holds itself in a stable position, the deep muscles work in coordination, reinforcing structures that are essential for mobility and joint health. Over time, this silent training translates into a more stable spine, better protected joints, and a noticeable reduction in accumulated tension that often causes pain in the lower back or knees. It's not just about building strength, but about creating a solid foundation that provides safety in every movement of daily life. That sense of security shows up in simple actions like walking long distances, bending down to pick something up from the floor, or carrying weight at home without fear of injury. The feeling of control these postures provide is key to moving with confidence in everyday tasks. With consistent practice, the body becomes more aware of its posture, stabilizing muscles activate more quickly, and overall coordination improves, reducing the risk of awkward or abrupt movements that could cause discomfort. Older adults find these exercises especially valuable as a tool for preserving independence and well-being. By strengthening the glutes, core, and back, mobility remains smoother, balance improves, and the risk of falls is reduced. For adults who spend much of the day working at a computer, the benefits are also clear: reduced stiffness in the lower back, less tension in the shoulders and neck, and the recovery of a more upright posture that conveys energy and confidence. In both cases, the impact on quality of life is direct, because less pain means more freedom to enjoy the day-to-day. The benefits also go beyond the physical. These postures build mental resilience as well. Holding a contraction for several seconds requires concentration, patience, and controlled breathing. That discipline translates into a sharper mind and a sense of well-being that extends outside of training. more vitality to share with family, more desire to join social activities, and a greater willingness to enjoy sports or leisure. Ultimately, integrating isometric postures into your daily routine is a simple and safe investment that delivers a stronger, more agile, and better prepared body, along with a clearer and more resilient mind. To wrap up, here's what you should keep in mind. Consistent practice of these isometric postures doesn't just strengthen muscles and joints, it also improves mobility, posture, and the way you enjoy your everyday activities. Each position you've learned adds stability and confidence, helping you reduce discomfort and keep your body more agile at any stage of life. You don't need hours of training, just a few minutes practiced regularly are enough to achieve lasting results that show in your health and well-being. Over time, you'll notice how your body responds better, your energy increases, and your movements feel safer and more controlled. If you found this content helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell.